Welcome to lesson number 5 for EFT tapping with the Course in Miracles. You can take a look at lesson number 1 or the description if you are unfamiliar with what any of this is and the context for it. So jumping into lesson 5, which asks us to examine this idea that I am never upset for the reason I think. Like the other ones, this one's short enough that we'll actually tap for a minute or so, which is about what it suggests, where we're actually doing the exercise. So the tapping will be longer, as it has been, but we'll do actual exercise segment within it. Now, in this particular text example, it has 2 spots where we sort of need to fill in our own blank. So it says, for example, I am not worried about blank for the reason I think, or I am not depressed about blank for the reason that I think. I will say, I'm not feeling this, and then you can put in the emotion about blank for the reason I think. So you would replace those with the words, for example, I am not feeling upset about that person's name or this or the football game for the reason that I think. Okay? And as with the last one, because a lot of strong points are made, we'll do some tapping to reinforce some of the lines from the text, the ideas that are suggested, and to reinforce how it says to do it for the rest of the day. So let's go to the side of the hand. You're repeating after me here. Even though I am supposedly never upset for the reason I think, I choose to honor and accept myself and whatever feelings or thoughts that brings up. Even though this lesson asks me to say that I'm never upset for the reason I think. And there may be some situations in my life where I'm pretty confident I know exactly why I'm upset. But I choose to honor and accept any reactions or ideas I have to this. Even though this exercise asks me to say that I am never upset for the reason I think. And it says that all forms do not ultimately matter. Whatever the upset may seem to be, that they are not inherently different. That sounds a little radical to me. But I'm asked to apply this idea indiscriminately to all situations and emotions as best I can. And I choose to be open to that and to honor and accept myself and any reactions I may have with this. Now, tapping through the points and repeating after me, I'm giving myself a moment now, as the text suggests, to deliberately examine my mind for whatever might be distressing me, regardless of how little or how much I think it is doing so. So I allow myself to search my mind, and as I land on a situation or emotion, I will now say, I am not feeling this about blank for the reason I think. And scanning to the next. I am not feeling this about blank for the reason that I think. And I am not feeling this about blank for the reason I think. And allowing myself as best I can to indiscriminately pick the next thing that comes to mind and say, I am not feeling this about blank for the reason I think. And one more. I am not feeling this about blank for the reason I think. And I choose to appreciate myself for now having already done one of the deliberate practice periods that was referenced. And I'm advised to use this throughout the day for any form of upset that might appear, to apply this statement. And I'm told that it's quite likely that there may be some subjects that are gonna feel like they have more or less weight. And for those, I am asked to say, there are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. And to reinforce that, I will say it once again. There are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. And I choose to allow my mind to recall this as needed throughout the day, and to incorporate 2 or 3 more times today to take a minute or so to scan my mind for upsets and apply that statement. I am not feeling blank about blank for the reason I think. Okay, take a deep breath. So I really enjoyed tapping while going through that, because if you think about what tapping does, if you're familiar with it, it is to help process and send those signals to the system while we are bringing up emotions intentionally. So here we are being asked to actually examine upsets. So I think they pair very well here, and I always get so many more nuances when I'm creating tapping as I go, as I'm looking at the text, and to help me reinforce and remember some of these statements throughout the day. So I hope that helps. Let me know if this is helping you apply. Let me know if anything comes up for you during the day. I think this is going to help me remember to use this statement more during the day today. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next lesson. Thanks so much. Take care.